Now, in response to tariff threats from the White House, Toronto City Councillor Brad Bradford is proposing a tax cut to help small businesses and industry. Bradford says a 25% property tax cut for these sectors in this year's city budget would help protect jobs. The budget, of course, goes to council tomorrow. Bradford is urging his fellow councillors to support his amendment. He says nearly 3,400 industrial businesses across the city would save more than $10,000 on average. So let's talk more about this. Councillor Bradford is here. Good to see you this morning, Councillor. This really came up very quickly. Suddenly, Donald Trump, they paused the major tariffs, but they brought this one in, or they're going to get the details this morning here. A lot of people think about Hamilton when it comes to steel, but in Toronto, there are industry and manufacturers that deal with this. 10,000 businesses you think could be impacted by this. That kind of surprises a lot of people, I think.
Yeah, I think people lose sight of the fact of how much manufacturing and industry actually takes place here in the city of Toronto. There are more than 120,000 Torontonians employed with high-quality, middle-class jobs here in the city of Toronto, and there's no doubt that a 25% tariff on steel and aluminum would have a catastrophic effect on our manufacturing sector. My proposal is a 25% tax cut on industry property taxes in response to the tariffs, because we can't control what the President of the United States is going to do, but we do control the tax bill. The most important thing for the City of Toronto to do right now is to assert ourselves as a competitive environment for businesses, stand up for those jobs, protect our manufacturing sector, and make sure that we are one of the most attractive destinations in the world for capital, for investment, to start a business and to create jobs.
So if this passes, and of course this would have to be a pretty miraculous coming together of all council to get this done ahead of the vote sort of tomorrow on the budget, what would that actually cost the bottom line to the city? 10,000 places, 25% tax cut, because we already know taxes are going up 6.9%. Do you think that may increase the tax bill?
It won't increase the tax bill. The way I've structured this is to use the tax stabilization reserve account. So we have the money in a reserve account for moments precisely like this, moments of instability, moments of uncertainty, and we need to respond to the moment that's facing us right now with a U.S. president that seems hell-bent on imposing tariffs on the Canadian economy. It is our job as elected officials in this city to stand up for Torontonians, to protect those jobs, and to make sure that we have a more competitive environment to do business. Right now, the budget, as the mayor has proposed, is silent on all of those fronts, and I think this is an opportunity to take advantage of the tax stabilization reserve account to provide that relief. It's about a $30 million hit. The reserve account has $130 million in it, so we can do that. And again, I think when those jobs leave the city, they're never coming back. We need to stand up for jobs here in Toronto and make sure that it's a competitive place for people to do business.
Okay, good to hear the money is there. Interesting, last week at City Hall, there was talk about buy Toronto, buy local. There was sort of that sort of a mood. So how do you think your proposal may go over with your fellow councillors? I assume, since you're kind of breaking this news here this morning, many of them haven't heard about it just yet. But what is your sense on the essential, the need to protect the city and these jobs?
Last week, we all came together to fly the flag. There was a really nice moment of unity at council. We all agree it's important to shop local, and certainly we're encouraging Torontonians to do that. I think people out there, they understand that as well. We're seeing small businesses revise their supply chain to have more Canadian content. We're seeing people make very deliberate decisions to buy local. But it can't just be a collective group hug. This is an opportunity for City Council to take real concrete action to improve the competitiveness of our businesses in face of the threats coming in from the U.S. government. The money is available in this tax stabilization reserve account, and this is something that we can do together today. I think my colleagues understand how important those middle-class jobs are here in the city of Toronto, and I hope they come with me in supporting this motion, this amendment to the mayor's budget tomorrow.
Really quickly, you think that can happen in 24 hours?
Yeah, I think so. It's a pretty straightforward proposal. The dollars are available, and again, you talk to folks out here in Scarborough, there's so many jobs at stake, 125,000 jobs here in the city of Toronto. This is real action we can take together to make a real difference in improving the business environment here in Toronto and standing up for those jobs.
Okay. Councillor Bradford, appreciate you coming on and telling us this morning. Thanks so much. Good to see you.
Great to be with you.
Okay. Thanks very much.